Welcome anyone to my YouTube channel. This is Everett, aka Two Beasts to Kill You, aka the Beast with the Least. And for today's video, I'm gonna be doing a bit of a rant, actually. If you already saw the thumbnail, I think you know where this is going. But let's go ahead and hit that intro. Yes, I have an intro now. It's cheap. Well, I had one before, but I didn't want to use that one. It was a little too long. Anyways, yes, I have an intro now. So, let's just get into the rant. I don't want to take up too much of your time. But, if you've been on social media lately, Twitter, really the main thing, X, whatever you want to call it, there's been we'll say a lot of negativity around Xbox. And I just want to talk about it a bit because, yes, obviously there's some warranted things. Microsoft laying off 9,000 people isn't a good look. There was a graphic designer putting out a thing, it was a Facebook post, I believe, saying, oh, we're hiring people, and they clearly use an AI picture of like, oh yeah, we want to hire people, things like that. I'm not saying that Xbox is perfect and that Microsoft is perfect, but also at the same time, when it comes to these types of things, there's still businesses. Xbox, well, maybe not Nintendo. Japanese companies seem to understand, how to run their businesses a little bit better than American businesses, or Western businesses anyway. Or maybe Eastern businesses will say, not just Japanese, because I don't think you see a lot of that happening in like China or Korea either. There could be a myriad of reasons for that. I'm not going to get into the politics or economics of those kinds of things, because honestly, I don't really understand them as well. But when it comes to Western companies, or at least Western divisions of companies too, because it happens with Sony and PlayStation as well, they are going to care about their bottom dollar. And yeah, it sucks. Do you have to like it? No. Do you have to accept it? Unfortunately, yes. It's just the reality of a thing. But also, at the same time, these things shouldn't take away from your enjoyment or others' enjoyment. Like, you shouldn't be going at people because they enjoy things. And this is why I wanted to make this video, because there's been a lot of people trying to be like, look, I still like Xbox. I'm still excited about Xbox stuff and positive and everything. And just anything that is like that is just shit on automatically. There was a tweet by, I believe his name is Deadly Headley, yes. Just saying he likes Game Pass, basically, in so many words. And all he got were, well, not all, but mainly what he got was replies of just basically fuck Xbox in so many words as well. And it's those kinds of things where it's just like, obviously console warring is never going to go away. It's been around since I was a kid, If it wasn't Xbox versus PlayStation, we had, Dreamcast does what Nintendo don't, things like that. That was back when even like the console makers themselves were kind of more in on it. I think the last big time we really saw that kind of stuff was like PlayStation doing this is how you lend games to friends. But they don't really do that as much. And as a matter of fact, they even congratulate each other a lot of the times nowadays. They don't, the console makers don't care like that. And I think that's one of the big things that people need to get in their head, is that the publishers, the console makers, they don't really care about us. We're all numbers. And I know that's like a cynical way to look at it, I guess. But, if you make peace with that kind of stuff, I think you can enjoy gaming a lot more than, going online and saying, fuck this plastic box. Why is this? Why is this? Why is this? Things like that. Or, whatever. But yeah, another thing that was coming about was, like, Shuhei Yoshida just recently posted. I actually put the picture up because it was kind of funny. Like, he's like, I got some socks. And they're Xbox socks that says Xbox Love Game Devs. Whether he's probably trying to stoke any kind of fanboy stuff, or he just thought these socks were cool, or maybe he's trying to say something, who knows. That's neither here nor there. But, of course, all you got was people going and shitting on Xbox, saying they don't love devs, they fire them, and this and that. And, yeah, I mean, it also doesn't help when you get, put it this way. There's another thing that just came about. Virtuous Studios, they did the Oblivion remaster. They're doing the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake as well. They just laid off 300 people. Now, if you don't really know about that, I wouldn't blame you, because a lot of the big, gaming outlets, at least from what I've seen, if they have covered it, I haven't seen it, but it looks like they haven't really covered it. If they have, it was probably quick. But I can tell you, when Microsoft laid off 9,000 people, they still, I saw tweets just, all they did was retweeted their own tweets, literally even 2-3 days ago. Same thing with PlayStation. When PlayStation did their, and only Concord was the thing they seemed to be talking about, because I think that was such a big failure that they were like, we're going to keep talking about it until, it leaves the news cycle or leaves the zeitgeist or whatever. But anytime there's been like cancellations or layoffs from PlayStation or any other company, they just kind of move on to the next thing. It's always Xbox. And I know I'm delving into the whole like Xbox tax thing, that Xbox can do no right, and it's always just wrong. And anytime they even do wrong, it's, going to be amplified even more. But, it is the truth. And I think it's just sad that, you get gaming outlets like IGN and GameSpot and all that just constantly going out and like doing these kinds of things. And they have to talk about this stuff left and right when it comes to Xbox, but you don't really see a lot of positivity. Not only that, but when you have a bunch of YouTubers who are, another reason I want to talk about this is YouTuber. I'm not going to name names or whatever, but this is YouTuber who, was supposed to, he said before that he's more of an Xbox guy, or like, he mains Xbox. But like recently he's been, specifically since the Microsoft layoffs, he's been just dogging on them so much. And I get maybe he's a little bit like, sad about her. I don't know, not sad, but he's just shook by the whole thing. But when he's clearly just trying to use clickbait titles for his video, which his latest video is just one of the reasons why I wanted to make this, but his latest video is a clickbait, like, basically the whole Xbox is dead. If you want to go look for his video, I'll just say, the death of Xbox is part of his video title. Things like that. You have YouTubers going and saying stuff like, back to the Virtuous Studios. There's been at least a couple YouTubers, and it's been all over Twitter and everything too, that are somehow blaming Xbox for the layoffs. Like, why would Microsoft or Xbox lay more people off? When, if you did even just a split second of research, or just didn't have your head so far up your ass, that you would know that Virtuous is not owned by Xbox. So, they just had to lay off people because that's the gaming industry. And that's the other thing too. Like, we're gonna have to come to terms with, like, these layoffs are gonna be happening for probably another couple years. This is all just fallout from the COVID, pandemic thing. Like, when everyone was inside and playing, had nothing to do, they started playing video games. They started watching movies. And once people could just did not have to be inside, they stopped playing as many video games. They stopped watching as many movies. I know I've said this in videos and podcasts before, but like that's why you saw so much, money being was spent on subscription services for, like HBO Max and Netflix and all that stuff. And then they all started losing subscribers left and right. Even my dog is agreeing with me. But they started losing subscribers left and right. About 2-3 years ago when everyone could start going outside. Same thing with video games. You saw all the, Switch sales going up, and Xbox and PlayStations and video games were being sold left and right. But then video games, if you look, video game sales were kind of going down for a while. They've gone up They've gone back up a little bit recently, but yeah, they started going down for a bit because everyone was able to go outside and actually, as the kids say, touch grass. I don't know. Again, I tweeted this out. I'm a fucking nobody. I am. I'm a nobody. I'm, under 900 subscribers on YouTube. It's not like my videos are setting the world on fire or whatever. But if my words can reach somebody, which then could reach someone else and so forth and so forth, it's that, like, let people like Xbox. Let people like PlayStation. And that's the other thing. For the, I know this is coming off more like, this is coming off super pro Xbox or whatever. And in a way, yes, I do want it to be pro Xbox because I think, back off a little bit because gaming is gaming. But also, at the same thing, Insomniac recently tweeted out a picture of Spider-Man, like, throwing the peace sign up and all that stuff. And you right away got all these fucking Xbox people like, oh, this is a signal. They're going to release Spider-Man on Xbox and everything. And, to that too, it's like, dudes, just shut the fuck up. Like, you guys make fun of PlayStation fanboys when they do their port begging. Oh, when's Halo coming to PlayStation? When's Gears? Well, now Gears is coming to PlayStation. But every time there was like an Xbox announcement, when's it coming to PlayStation? Can't wait for it to come to PlayStation. You guys all made fun of them. Now you're doing what they're doing. Oh, when's it coming to Xbox? Like, yeah. That's just as stupid, like, to do the same thing. I do believe that at some point that, PlayStation's going to release their games on Xbox. I don't think that's going to be for like another 2-3 years because they don't have the need to do it as much as Xbox because PlayStation is the leading console maker. But, games are expensive to make. And obviously they're going to want to make their money. And they're probably even using Helldivers 2 as like the litmus test to be like, are we going to actually start publishing on Xbox? And so they'll probably do the thing that a lot of PlayStation fanboys are saying, like, oh no, they're going to start with just live service games, which makes sense. You can make a lot of money on live service games. But yeah, that's a whole other topic that, I don't want to just start randomly ranting about that as well. I'm just saying everyone needs to just grow the fuck up and enjoy the plastic box you choose to play on. And just, I don't know, take a chill pill? Shit. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end my my little diatribe there. But if you like what I do on this channel, like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers. Goal. If I can hit 1,000 subscribers, I'll start doing videos on camera. And my dog is agreeing with me as well, if you can hear him in the background. But, we'll get to that point. If we ever get to that point, yeah, I will actually show my ugly mug on cameras. So maybe I won't make it to 1,000. If I make it to 1,000, maybe I won't show it. Give you guys that goal so you don't have to see my ugly face. All right then. All right. So I've been Everett. Until next time, I'll catch you later.